Thanks for watching Digging Deep, and today we're back into the tree work, taking out this monstrous ash in my backyard. I've been eyeing this tree up, and I will say firsthand that it's just been a scary tree. It was probably about a 90 footer or so, if I were to guess. It was about 32 inches in diameter, and this tree, it scared me. It honestly just scared me. A year ago, I walked past that thing numerous times, before I started hammering away and getting a lot of tree work under my belt and dropping a lot of trees. I've dropped numerous ashes now, some more dead than others. And I tell you, it's something you should take seriously. I 100% was very nervous in this video. You're gonna probably be able to tell that. I did make some mistakes, but everything went to plan. And once you're cutting into the tree, you got to just go with the flow, So 100% was very happy with the outcome. You'll see that these video clips are probably not the best. I did have a secondary camera set up, and we did miss the drop. I think Dad and I both were a little tense. These pictures don't do justice whatsoever. Actually standing up under that thing, walking around looking at it. When I look at the pictures, even seeing it on the ground, I've shown my son, and it just looks smaller on the ground, and usually it's the other way around. I think that's usually because you see a big canopy or whatever, but I've come a long way. I still have a lot to learn. I am not a pro. I don't even consider myself an arborist. I do arborist work. But yeah, so, full disclaimer, if you duplicate what I do in any of my videos, and especially this one, dropping this ash, if you're going to drop an ash, be very, very, very careful and look into doing the bore cuts, guys. Get familiarized. I've done a ton of them on smaller trees just to practice here and there. We have quite the training ground here, so that's why I feel like I've learned a lot in 1 year's time. But I still have a lot to learn. I nonstop. I know my family is so sick and tired of probably hearing chainsaws on YouTube. I watch all the pros on YouTube, all the big channels. Maybe I'm missing a few, but you guys know who you are. And without further ado, let's get into this video. All right, guys, look closely here. If you guys are new to dropping ash, or maybe just around the house or around the farm or something, you're looking to drop some ash and stumbled across this video. I like to run my rope. My bull rope runs straight up the tree, as you can see there. And then I got it down on the block on a poplar, a really big poplar over in the corner of the yard there. And pretty much, I like doing this with the dead trees, just because it gives you that stabilization of the rope running straight up parallel with the tree versus it just being tip tied up there to where something can snap off. So I like doing this just for the fact that I think it helps stabilize the tree. Just some input here. You're going to see me constantly looking up, guys. I was so paranoid with all these dead limbs above my head. I mean, talk about widowmakers. There was little trees above my head pretty much. Again, the pictures don't do justice, but I was nonstop looking up, guys, because I've read plenty of threads to where, that's the most common thing that will kill you on these ash trees. It's just one of these limbs cutting loose while you're getting into this tree. Now, I don't know if this is a good or bad idea, but I did tug on it with the truck a couple times and really had that top shaking around just to see if I had anything really brittle up top that was going to fall out of place really easy. If you look closely, I have the ratchet strap there around the tree as well, guys, in case this thing cuts loose. I would probably use a chain, but since the way I have the rope there around it and the ratchet strap above it, I felt pretty confident with it. But I would probably use a chain if I were you. I'm trying out a skip tooth chain here, guys, and honestly I don't recommend using a skip tooth to do the bore cuts, because later in the video you're going to see how this chain likes to jump around a little bit here. Guys, I was so paranoid, man. I mean, as you can see, non-stop looking up. That was not a good, but not a bad hum bolt there. Just had to knock a little bit out on my side there. Just a little piece there. Yeah, with this skip tooth chain, I really have to get the RPMs up, but it will bore into it. But you'll see later on in the video, I did get the thing jumping around a little bit. I made a couple of mistakes here. As you can see, I'm coming into the low side on this side bore cut here at a little bit of an angle. I was so nervous, not paying attention really, but you can see how my bore cut is a little bit angled. But I found that out, I seen that, and I kind of made adjustments with really boring it through both sides to make sure we had nothing holding in there. And if you look here, guys, I kind of made the same mistake. I kind of cut downhill a little bit. I was so concentrated on the canopy, I just couldn't stop looking up. And the same thing on this side. So from one side to the other, the cuts were a little off. So later in the video, you're going to see me really working this bore loose. I didn't want to cut back too far until I knew I was clean through, and I did a little trick here. Yeah, so you can hear I'm frustrated because I knew I cut into it in a slant, and this is where I'm kind of just going to work the saw back and forth, and what I'm trying to do is just open it up in there a little bit so I can make sure there's nothing holding in there. This is where I was really nervous and knew my cuts came in a little off. I could have done this a little faster, but you never get in a rush doing tree work. especially you new guys out there. Yeah, if you've done it 100,000 times, I get it. But man, take your time. Take your time. Take your time. And if you get around somebody that wants to rush you, hey, shut it down, okay? Don't be in a rush. Okay, here's where you're going to see that I cut a little section off the side of the tree here just so I can get my bar further in. I just wanted to make sure that we had no holding wood in the center of this tree. I didn't want nothing holding on before we yanked this tree over, so I cut a little section out here so I could get my saw further in. Trigger. Still might have some holding wood, so leave it in park for now. So yeah, I'm back and forth here. Wanted to work this bore cut out and make sure we had nothing holding just because of the downhill cut on the other side, and this one was slightly uphill, go figure. But I communicated with my dad a little bit there and got back at it here, and we're about ready to let this thing go. And here's where you're gonna hear and see my saw jump around a little bit. Again, I'm not so sure that the skip tooth is one of my favorable chains. This is the first time I actually tried one out, especially with the bore cut. But other than that, it does sharpen way faster, so that's nice. But yeah, I was definitely hitting the in-between spot here. I could really wind the saw up to get it to stop there. Right there, just jerking like a madman. And then I cleaned it out a little bit there, and it got a lot better. And I had a false call here. And I thought I heard a little bit of a crack. And you have to listen in these, Ash, because they will talk to you. And have your ears open. You got a copy?
Yeah, I'm still in park.
All right. The bore is a little off from one side to the other. Might get some snappage, but I'm gonna bring this around to my trigger a little bit, then I might have you yank on it. But yeah, for now, put it in park. The reason I shut it down because I thought I heard a crack, and I'm just examining this thing for
any barber chair evidence, and then I'm gonna go back out of here. All right, here we go. Stay in park.
Yeah, guys, I heard it and I was out of there. And I apologize, my secondary camera didn't get it. And obviously this camera's angled down so you can see my cuts. But yeah, it fell right in the hole, guys. It felt so good. I've done dangerous ash trees, but most of them stood straight up and had all the bones out of the tree, had all the branches down for the most part. They're the good ones to practice on too, by the way, guys. But be careful with those as well.
Yes,
but yeah, it felt so good putting
sir.
it right in the hole, guys.
Whew. Scariest tree I've ever done in my life. Widowmaker, ash, killed a lot of people. What a rush. What a freaking rush.
So right here is where she laid, and it's exactly where I wanted the tree, exactly where I wanted it. And I managed to miss my my fruit trees down on the bottom. I was worried about clobbering those. All right, guys, thanks for watching Digging Deep. If you're new to the channel, give me a like, subscribe to the channel, follow along. I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time.